in the main event tonight, we have a middleweight who is crafty, who's a slick fighter. People are not jumping in line to fight.
And they got good reasons.
Why? I mean, okay, you say they got good reasons.
From
but
what's there now in that division, no one in this era I've seen that brings on, other than, the champions, Canelo, and there's only really a few of those, and he's with us, yes, but there's other champions that's not with us that will rip your heart out. They coming to get you. They coming in. They want to fight everybody. They want to fight the best. They'll go against the grain of their own inner circle to say, no, I want that guy. I'm not complete till I got that. Whether they got 2 belts, 3 belts, they want all of them. The mentality of that mentality of the most of the fighters today, Radio Rahim, I do not see it. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? And it could be some in our camp, and I'm pretty sure it is a lot. Until they get exposed, when it's time to go ahead and put up and shut up, then they ain't gotta worry about their name coming out of my mouth. And I won't be apologetic about it, no matter what company that they are under. I'm gonna call an ace a spade a spade. That fight is a fight in that division, and the fight that's gonna happen tonight, and the fight's gonna happen in the future. The best fighting the best, whether you're with us or not, whether it's somebody else's company or not. That's what fight I want to see.
I mean, are we saying the fight you want to see is Canelo Andrade?
Yes.
What gives you the impression that Canelo wants the Andrade fight? Because the talk is that he don't want no parts of that.
That's the talk, though. And I know that Canelo will fight in the half foot and everybody up to now and don't have no problem to fight in that fight. It's timing. It's the right reason for the fight, and it has a lot of factors in it, and a lot of it is business. But the last time I heard Canelo fought everybody that he needed a fight, I was wondering a fight or two ago whether he was going to give himself, which I never look at a fight being a break fight, because the break fights became history fights. The fights that you call a warm-up or a tune-up, normally they got tuned up. Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson. Through other historic moments in history that did that happen. So, hey, I can use Joshua as yesterday, right? I know it happened a year ago or less. This is the risk, and that is the risk you take, no matter who you fight. Canelo's going to be all right. The contenders in that division is going to be all right. Even if some of the champions, the ones that's left, 1 or 2 belts out there, if that really matters to the public. Some it do, some it don't. We're going to see the fights that need to happen if it's based on Golden Boy and based on Canelo. Trust me, Radio Rahim, I can look you in your face and tell you this ain't the promoter Bernard Hopkins. This is Bernard Hopkins that's going to tell you that the spirit, and not necessarily about the emotion of the heart, he has that, he showed that. Canelo, that is, will fight anybody at 60 to 75. He's already did it.
It does appear, not just Canelo, but it appears that at this time in boxing, being a crafty technician means you can't get the big fights. The guys who have the belts don't want to risk them against guys. That? I know you do, which is why I have to put this to you.
It's bullshit, right? It's bullshit. No, why it's bullshit? Because, let me tell you something. All that is, to me, is part of that ingredients of pound for pound. Because a guy won't shoot it out with you or bang it out with you. I mean, you have the UFC and you have us, right? You must recognize that boxing is a skillful art. And the UFC is too, in a different way of fighting. We are missing the sweet science of our forefathers of boxing. If you look at the history, that the sweet science shouldn't get punished for having a style that systematically beats the guy up and is a one-sided fight. Canelo didn't have these type of fights. He had more fights where he really had to actually be right and be on point, or he would have been in history book as a person that got upset by a fighter that was a major underdog. And he refused to fall into that, why are you fighting him? Why you fight one of the cello friends? Why you fight one of this person, that person? He's keeping his career steady. And then he takes that jump. And why would he do that? And then he fight at 60 and he has that luxury.
Is that the kind of thing where you're saying all these things about what you anticipate him doing, but is that something we see in 2020? Saunders,
yes.
Andrade.
Yes, because you know why? There are people that I know that's there, fighters that's there that are a threat. And so those fights that matters, it's going to be in that ring with Canelo eventually. And think about the timing of it. Canelo has about 4, maybe 5 fights left in the DAZN contract, right? You remember the deal?
Right.
The numbers of the deal.
Right.
Fights or years. It's 2020. I see him possibly getting 3 to possibly 4 at the top of the year. Listen. And now he can be sitting at the table getting another, I'm anticipating, the hugest contract, bigger than the one he got and ran through. And he got enough time and age, probably only continue to win, and fight the fights to build legacy, because that's where his career is at right now. It's about fights that are going to build legacy. Because is it about anything else? I think he accomplished that. Right now, it's legacy building. You don't build legacies off of nobodies, right?
Right.
So
or older fighters or washed fighters. Or
so guess what? Based on their dollars and their subscription, the fans got the first and rights of approval. Wow. That's in contract. So when you got the first and the last rights of refusal, I'm not buying that. The zone will get it, then we will get it, or vice versa. And then you got to change your behavior. If you don't like that grocery store prices, there's one down the street that's watching his prices to come down on his a notch or two.